everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have my Finish 19 in 2019 project pan update. I have it all in this type of thing, and you're seeing a little piece of paper where I'm marking everything. And yeah, so it's only been about like 5 to 6 weeks since I have uploaded the intro, so nothing's been finished yet, but why don't we see where we're at with the progress. So I'm going to start with like the glass things first, which are the perfume bottles. This is my Daisy Oh So Fresh perfume. This is where I'm at. I'm not marking the bottle just because I don't want it to have ugly pen marks. So it's probably going to take me the whole year to use up. That's okay. I'm kind of just eyeballing to see how much progress I've had. I know I only used it a handful of times just because I've been really focusing on my other perfume, which is my work perfume. And I also am in the middle of using up my fragrance mist, but this has been my everyday perfume that I use when I'm not going to work. So the next perfume is the Miss Dior. This is the EDT, and this is where I'm at. If you guys have been avid... There we go. If you guys have been avid followers of my channel, you guys know that I tried to pan this last year. Wasn't able to finish it because it's just huge. Yeah, so this is my work perfume, and I actually think if I really set my mind to it, I might be able to have this done by the next update, so in about another 6 weeks, just because I've just been using it more, and because it's kind of towards the end. So I was trying to see if like the bottle was a lot wider at the top, and it kind of looks like it's just by a smidgen wider at the top, but I actually think I can get this done by the next time. Again, if I hone in on it and if I spray like my linens and stuff from time to time, then it'd be something to be finished, which would be great because it'd be one less perfume bottle for a potential move to have to worry about. And I've been working on it for a while, and it's not my favorite perfume. So I'm just going to get this out of the way. My Lorac Pro. So I've decided I am no longer going to obviously use this in my Finish 19 in 2019. I'm just done panning it. I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. So I guess, let's see. I had hit pan since when I put it in light brown, sanded the pan on Nectar, and I have depotted Rosé, and I have depotted my Franken shadow that I had put it in here because I already had finished Buff Up previously. So it was a shadow, it was like an Urban Decay shadow and a MAC shadow. So I depotted that one because it's still good. But I'm just going to be tossing this palette. I'm going to be saving it for like an actual like declutter because I'm also weeding out other stuff in my collection, but I'm just not going to use this. Basically, if you didn't watch old makeup that gave me an allergic reaction video, the matte shadows in this palette have like gave me like little bumps, and then like I kept using it not knowing if it was this or not, and then finally like my whole like the crease area of my eyelids were swollen, and I was like, yep, it's this, let's toss it. And also something that I hadn't mentioned is that I was putting like snow and beige in my inner corner because I was thinking about like, oh, it's just the matte shadows, but no, I think it's also the shimmer shadows, because whenever I would put beige in my inner corner, right where like it's touching that little pink part of like your corner of your eyelid, like they would kind of be a little itchy, just like a little bit, not throughout the day. So I'm only using Rosé on the lid. I'm not gonna like bring it in just because I love Rosé, and I said all about that again in that video, but I'm just not gonna risk it with this palette. Unfortunately, it was just too old. So I'm gonna put that over there, and to replace that, I am going to be adding in my MAC quads. These are kind of old as well. Hopefully I don't get a reaction from them. I don't think so, just because, I don't know, I feel like MAC has a better quality of eyeshadow, so I'm just going to quickly go over them. I'm not planning to use all of them up. Like for example, I have a quad full of pinks and purples. Like I just want to get some use out of it, see if I can hit pan in like 1 or 2 of the shades here, just get some use, because I've had this since like, I don't even want to say when. I know like Retrospect and Sushi Flower are in here. I don't know what the purple and like the light is pink shade is in here, and I didn't put a magnetic bottom on these, so they're just kind of glued into the pan, so I can't tell you what they are. Then I have this one, and I know it's like Retrospect Garnet. This is like not a MAC eyeshadow. And then, what is this? I know this one is magnetic. Deep Damson. So I definitely want to use Retrospect up. I definitely want to use this non-MAC eyeshadow up, and then just get use in Garnet and Deep Damson, which is the burgundy shade. And then I do want to use up all 4 of the shades in this one, which is Woodwinked on the bottom, Shroom here, this is Texture, and then that top cool brown is Kid. So I do want to use up all of these because of course they're neutral shades, and I think it's doable for like 10 and a half months of the year to possibly finish it. I don't know. MAC eyeshadows do have a lot of product, but you know, it's not like they're brand new eyeshadows. I have gotten my fair use out of them, so hopefully I can use them up, and then again just get use out of all of them just because they're getting up there in age. I have my Anastasia highlighter. No major progress here. It's gonna take a while, but I'm using it every day. I put on highlight every time I put my makeup on. We'll see how long it takes me to use that up. I have my Yves Rocher moisturizing face masks. So this is the one that I'm working on right now. This is the replenishing mask. I've only used it twice, and that's because I've had it like underneath my bathroom counter, so I had to take it out to use it more. So I remember to use it more, especially because it's just like nice to apply right after you get off the shower. And then I'm not going to open this one until I'm done with this one. My Dior Air Flash foundation. I've only used it a handful of times. I'm not using this every day. I am using this like on the weekends and stuff. It was an expensive foundation, and I know like we shouldn't do like a special occasion foundation, which I mean the weekends and when I hang out with my boyfriend and friends and all of that stuff is not a special occasion, but I just don't want to like waste it if I'm just going to class and no one's gonna be like, oh, let's take a picture, or like, oh, like, I don't know if that makes any sense. I just don't want to waste it for like school, because I did pay good money for it, so I'd rather just use it when I go out with friends and stuff and my boyfriend. And then I do have the Yves Rocher foundation. I did finally mark where it was at. It's just, it's very liquidy, so it doesn't take much for it to like move, but this is more of like a summer shade for me, so again, I'm not going to be reaching for this until the summertime. I have my Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray. I'm not the biggest fan of this, truthfully. It has a very strong fragrance, and like, I don't know, I feel like the fragrance, it doesn't burn my skin, but it definitely does something where like I can feel it on my skin. It's not like a light mist. It's not that big of an issue, but I just haven't experienced that since I usually only use like Urban Decay All Night Setting Spray. So that's interesting. I'm also using it to like spray my brushes just because it's not my favorite like sprayer. I do feel like I have like droplets of water whenever I spray it on my face, but at least it doesn't like set in the foundation, which I felt that like the all-nighter spray kind of did sometimes. My MAC Peaches blush. It's a MAC blush. I only want to hit pan on this. It's going well. Ever since the whole like Lorac Pro fiasco and I can't use Nectar anymore, I have been using this as an eyeshadow sometimes, but you know, I don't feel like you need a lot. Like the brush doesn't pick up a lot, and it still deposits a little bit of blush. So we'll see if I hit pan on this by the end of the year, and I feel like it's really gonna take me till the end of the year. This one I'm a little concerned about finishing up, this is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I think I'm only going to be able to hit pan on this unless I really get tan in the summer and really start using this like all over. But I just feel like I'm using such a little amount because it is so dark for my fair skin that I might only hit pan on it. But then again, we'll see how I end up in the summertime and see if I use it even more. This is my Hourglass Ethereal Light. I really love this. I just feel like whenever I use the Dior Air Flash foundation, I can't use this. Like those two products don't go together. I've only used this about like 5 times, so I really need to hone in on using this, but it just really depends if I'm using the foundation or not, which I find myself more often than not I do, if that makes sense. And if I keep looking to the side, it's because if I have a candle burning and I accidentally place it underneath like a plastic plant, and I'm scared it's going to melt the little fake leaves. So I'm just kind of watching it just because I want to finish this video before I get up, but then also if it melts, that's kind of a fire hazard. So okay, let me just quickly go through these. The Chanel Tan de Soleil bronzer, I just want to get more progress out of this. There is a dip going, which is exciting, and I really attribute that to using that all of last year. So hopefully maybe I hit pan, I don't know. I just definitely want to keep using it because it's Chanel, it was expensive. Don't want it to go bad either. Okay, this one is so sad, but and this is what I suck as a beauty person, because I put the Stila turquoise eyeliner and I just put this in. I was like, oh, it'll be a great year to use it, not like realizing this is like dry as a rock, dry as a desert. Like nothing is coming off my hand right now, nothing. It's just dry, it's done. And I didn't even bother swatching it to see like what the situation was with this. It's done. So this needs to be tossed, and I realized that early on. I just didn't want to update it until this update. So instead I replaced it with the Rimmel Scandal Eyes Kohl Kajal pencil, and this is just in brown, and I have been tracking the progress ever since I put it in. So I started using this on January 15th, and when I started, here are my lines. So I started up here, and now it is right, I'm trying to find like where I like started measuring it, but it's like right there ish. So, you know, in about almost a month's time, I used it up. I think it's going to be like consistent progress throughout the year, but I'm pretty sure this is something I will be able to finish. And since I have this little sticky, or this little paper with all of my progress on it, I guess I'll go through that. The other item I have in here is the Eyeliner. This is the Milani Eyebrow Wax. I haven't used this yet because I am using my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, and I want to use that before, you know, it dries up because I have it. So as soon as I finish that, I'm going to start using this because I do feel like this will go kind of fast. And it is on its last leg, the brow gel is. So I'm pretty sure I'll have significant progress by the next time I update you guys on this. So yeah, I do have it marked on here, but again, no progress because I haven't used it. This is the MAC Speed Dial lipstick. Just looks like so. I'm like teeter-tottering this and I'm scared. Okay. So when I put it in January, let me just try to get it closer. I was up to here, and now I am, okay. I'm like, I measured it like above the little white stuff, so it's like about right there. I have like horrible like steadiness, so yeah, so it's about there. It's not the one that I've been focusing on so much. I am wearing it right now. This is the one that I've been wearing like outside of work, and I know that sounds really weird, but that's because the Bite Beauty lipstick is what I have in like my suit pocket for work, so I just always remember to reapply. So I'll show you that one since I am mentioning it. And this is the one I've really had the most progress on, but the fact that I have progress on both of them is I'm really happy about that, just because lipstick products usually take me a long time to use up and it's a struggle. So the fact that I'm actually having good progress on these is an accomplishment for myself. Is right there. It was up there, so now it's there. There, here, here. Ta-da! Don't do it on my face, do it on the paper. Yay! So, good progress. I do see myself using this up in the winter time. If I start using it both inside and outside of work, I think I'll be able to finish this. And then this is my YSL tint in oil. Haven't used this so much, but it's also hard to keep track of the progress, and because it is discontinued, I am kind of babying this a little bit, and that's totally okay. I'm okay with that. I'm like, there's somebody in the room next door, so I think it's really awkward if they could just hear me like talking to myself, so yeah. But last but not least, I have my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which I kind of use as a foundation-ish. Well, I just really put it in like my cheek areas because those are like my problem areas. I kind of have like a lot of, I don't know how to say it. It's not quite rosacea, but it kind of acts like rosacea, especially like when I get like hot and sweaty, like all the blood just rushes to these areas where I used to have acne scars, but instead of being like brown little spots, they're red spots because they're like, I think they're like blood vessels almost, but no, I don't think that's what exactly it is, but it's PIE. Post-inflammatory erythema. So I just put it in that area, and then just like, that's really what I've been using it, because I don't like this. I might be the only person, and I might get crucified for saying that, but I just really don't like this at all whatsoever. So yeah, somebody's still in the other room, so now I feel like really awkward because I usually film when nobody's home or when they're all downstairs. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, how are you guys doing? If you guys are doing a project pan, let me know in the comments down below so I can reply to you, words of encouragement, and I will see you guys on my next one.